welcome everybody to Move with Shelly, session number 2. Hi, I hope you've enjoyed last week's class, and I have been made aware that apparently the chat box wasn't working last time, so I can see a message has popped up already on the chat box, so that means it's working today, which is great. So today is session 2 for the Move with Shelly series, and the recording from last week has been uploaded onto the YouTube channel. So if you do follow us on YouTube channel, our profile is Parkinson Society BC. You should see the video come up from last week. So if you are new to today's class and you want to check out last week's class, you can do so on the YouTube channel. And today's session will also be recorded, so it will go onto our YouTube channel, hopefully by this time next week as well. Now, the Tuesday class is our standing class, and we're doing a little bit higher level, a little bit faster pace. If you are someone who is looking for seated adaptations or a seated class, you are welcome to have a look at the class we have on Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. And that class is our seated exercise circuit. So it's run similar structure to our class today, except it will be fully seated. And so I won't be doing any seated modifications for the class on Tuesdays, but if you do want seated exercise, you can check out the Thursday class. And I do see a hand up here. Let me just click allow to talk. Ariel, if you're there, you're welcome to unmute yourself and ask a question if you like. Or maybe the hand up was mistake. Sometimes you can accidentally hit on the raise hand function as well. Okay, well, today we are using the Zoom webinar platform. And so you have 2 ways to communicate with me. Number 1 is the raise hand function, which is at the bottom of the screen, there should be a hand icon. If you click on that, it is the raise hand function, and I will unmute your microphone and allow you to speak. And if you don't want to use voice to ask a question, you are, of course, welcome to use the chat box, which should be a little a square icon at the bottom of your screen. If you click on that, it will open up a chat box. Sometimes a chat box is opened onto a separate screen. So just make sure that you open that if you're using the chat box, and you can type your questions or your comments on there. And I will be exercising with you today, of course, so I won't look at the chat box all the time, but I will come forward every now and then to just make sure there aren't any questions there. And for today, you will be needing a pillow or a cushion of some kind, or if you don't have a cushion or a pillow, you can grab anything else you've got in your home. It could be a book, it could be a tissue box, it could be a shoe, something you can hold on to. Ideally, nothing too large, something that you should be able to hold on to in one hand and pass over to the other hand, which I'll show you as we get along in our class today. But with our class today, we are going to be starting with a warm-up. And then after a warm-up, we will do a bit of a stretch, and then we will do our exercises, which will be 5 exercises. Then we're doing 2 rounds of the exercise. So the first round, we're doing 2 minutes each exercise for the 5 exercises. And then the second round, we're doing 1 minute each exercise for the 5 exercises. And then we're going to end with a bit of a dual task challenge or dual task game, if you will, just to challenge you a little bit more cognitively as well. So last time we did have a question from somebody as well about the pace of the class. So remember, if anything feels a little too fast for you today, you are welcome to slow it down. You're welcome to take a break if you need. So you don't have to follow the exact pace I'm doing. You're welcome to modify that as you will for whatever feels good for you today. As long as it's still challenging for you, that's the whole point. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same speed that I'm doing the exercises today. You can slow it down. I see the hand up again for Ariel, so I'm not sure if you want to unmute your microphone if you want to ask a question.
Hi, Shelly. Sorry, I don't know how to lower that hand.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
no
mean
problem.
to raise it.
No problem. I can fix that for you. Not a problem.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just lower the hand function there. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. So I'm going to move back. I can see most people have come into the room already. Hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. We're going to start with a warm-up. And with our warm-up, we're just walking around the room. You're swinging those arms and you're going to lift those knees and you're just walking around your room. So in whatever direction you want, just around the room, whatever space you've got, just make sure you're not hitting furniture as you're doing this. Now, keep walking, and I'm just going to talk you through our warm-up drill today. So, our warm-up drill. So, while you're doing your marching with your high knees and your swinging arms, when I say pivot, I want you to pivot in the other direction. So, if I'm walking this way, and then all of a sudden you hear pivot, you're going to stop and pivot in the other direction, such that you are turning 180 degrees. Make sense? So if I say pivot, pivot the other direction and keep walking. Okay. Now, if I say rotate, I want you to stop where you are and you're going to rotate your upper body like this. And you're going to rotate 4 times. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you keep walking. Okay. Now, if I say high knees, you're going to stop where you are and you're going to give me 10 high knees like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're going to keep walking. Okay. Now, if I say down, you are going to stop where you are and give me 3 squats with your hands. Let's go over that again. So you just got those 4 things. So you're walking, right? Walking around your room. When I say pivot, you're going to pivot in the other direction and keep marching. Pivot and keep walking. Okay. If I say rotate, you stop where you are with wide stance and you're going to rotate your upper body 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you keep walking. If I say high knees, you're going to give me 10 high knees like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keep walking. If I say down, you are going to squat down and touch the floor 3 times like this. 1, 2, 3, and keep walking. Okay, make sense? So you're walking around your room and I'm going to shout out those 4 things at you. And when I do, you're going to do those things. Okay, are you ready? So start walking around your room. Make sure you're swinging those arms. I know my room's a little small here, so it looks like I'm just pacing. But if you have a bigger room, please do take up as much space as you can, okay? All right, down. So touch the ground 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and keep walking. Rotate 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you keep walking. High knees, 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keep walking. Pivot, change directions, and keep walking. Okay, we're going to do those 4 again. Pivot, and keep walking. Down, touch the ground 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and keep walking. High knees, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keep walking.
Rotate 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep walking. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you're with me. Pivot. Pivot. Down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Keep walking. Pivot. High knees 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep walking. High knees again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep walking. Down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Keep walking. Down 1, 2, 3. Keep walking. Pivot. Down 1, 2, 3. High knees 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep walking. Rotate 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you continue your walk every time you finish. Pivot. 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 Down. 1, 2, 3. High knees. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High knees. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High knees again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pivot. Let's do down. 1, 2, 3. And rotate 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep walking. Let's do 2 more. High knees. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep walking. Let's do down. 1, 2, 3, and we'll stop there. Reach those arms nice and wide. Wiggle those fingers, shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to tip down to the side. Reach those arms away. You should feel a stretch on the side of your torso. Legs nice and wide, hopefully. Not like this. Legs wide. Reach the arms away from each other. Open the fingers. Coming back up. Drop the arms for a second. Float them back up. Same to the other side. Tipping over. Reach the arms away from each other. Wiggle those fingers. Legs wide. Shoulders away from the ears. Coming back up. Lower the arms. Keep the legs wide. And we're going to reach opposite hand to ankle as you switch your weight from side to side like this. So you're bending one knee, keeping the other one straight, sticking your bottom back, and you're just shifting your weight. Opposite hand to the leg. Remember, if anything feels too fast today, you are welcome to slow it down, or you can take a break if you really need one. Try to push through if you can. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back up. Stick one leg forward straight. Stick your bottom back. Scoop the opposite arm to that leg. Down to the floor like you're picking out something off the floor. From the side, this is what it looks like. One leg straight. Stick your bottom back. Opposite arm to leg. Scooping something up from the floor. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, clasp the hands together. Reach up to the ceiling as far as you can. Really stretch your torso, like you're pulling your torso off of those hips. Reach, reach, reach. And then from here, on a bit of an angle here, we're reaching on a diagonal. Keep those arms reaching like someone's pulling those fists up towards the corner of the room. And come back to the top, big reach. And to the other side. And come back to the middle and circle those wrists on the way down. Okay, hopefully you're a bit warm. Okay, so we got 5 exercises to do, 2 rounds. The first round, we're doing 2 minutes each exercise, and the second round, 1 minute each exercise. So for the first exercise, you're going to take your cushion or your pillow or your book, your shoe, whatever you're using, and we are going to do some lunges. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to start back here. Okay, let me show you the legs first. You are going to do 2 lunges forward and 2 lunges back, and they look like this. 1, 2. And then you're going to do 2 backwards. 1, 2. Okay, that's the legs. You're doing 2 lunges forward, 2 lunges back. Now, with the arms and whatever object you're holding, it could be anything else. It doesn't have to be a pillow. It could be a box. It could be a book, whatever you like, but it has to be small enough that you can hold in your hands and ideally nothing too heavy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. On the lunge forward, you're going to pass the object, whatever you got, under your thigh, like this. Same to the other side. Lunge under the thigh. And then on the way back, you are going to lunge and you're going to throw and catch the object, like so. Other side, lunge, throw and catch the object. So hence why you don't want it to be something too heavy. So don't use your laptop or anything else too heavy. Okay, so again, lunges forward, you're passing the object under your thigh, under the thigh. Lunge back, you're throwing and catching. Lunge back, throwing and catching. Okay, so that's what we're doing for 2 minutes. Now, if you can't do lunges, you can do steps. So it's okay if you can't do a deep lunge. You don't need to go all the way down if you can't. You are welcome to do a step and a step. Same with going backwards, a step and a step. The only thing that I ask of you is when you are doing the steps that you're not just going like this. That doesn't count because you're just walking, okay? So I do want the legs to be way wider than this so you actually get some movement. You actually travel across the room. So if you're not doing the lunging and you're doing the stepping, I ask that you step out as far as you can safely so that you're still moving across the room the entire time, okay? So I don't want to see anyone step like this. Doesn't count, right? No one should be stepping like this. Doesn't count, has to be bigger than that, okay? 2 minutes for these lunges. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Under the leg. Passing under the leg. And then when you lunge back, you're throwing and catching while holding your balance. Throwing and catching. Good, so you can see that the smaller the object, probably the easier this will be. If the object is way too large, you're going to have a difficult time passing it under your leg or throwing and catching. Whoops, keep your balance. Now, when you are doing the passing under your thigh, this is a little tricky because you don't want to be like this. You want to be upright, but in order to do that, you need to kind of separate your legs enough so there's enough space for you to pass the object underneath your thigh. Because if you're too close, then you're going to find that you're not going to be able to reach enough. So if you're like this, you won't be able to reach. You'll have to bend down, which is okay too. But if you can, bend those knees enough that you can reach underneath that thigh. Nicely done. You got 1 minute left. That was pretty quick. Keep going. Remember, you're stepping out nice and far, right? We're not doing on the spot walking. You're lunging or you're stepping, right? So even if you're not lunging and you're doing the step, Nice and big with the steps if you can. Nice and big with the steps, even if you're not lunging. Nice and big with the steps, and you're holding your balance every time. Nicely done. Good. You got 10 seconds left. You are almost there. Last 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Oh, actually, hold on to your object now. So for the next one, we are doing some pillow throws into the floor. So hopefully you do have a pillow for this one. If you don't, and you've only got your object, I'll show you a modification, but I'll show you the one with the pillow first. So you are standing sideways like so with your legs open. So your legs are like this, not like this, open. You're going to do 3 pillow throws into the ground as hard as you can like this. 1, 2, 3. And then after the third one, you pick up the cushion and you're going to step to turn around to the other side. And ideally, you want to take 4 steps or less to turn around. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're on the other side and you do the same thing. 3 pillow smashes, turning around in 1, 2, 3, 4 steps with high knees. No one should be shuffling like this. You want nice high knees, okay? Now, if you don't have an object that you can throw into the ground, so let's say you're using a shoe or a book, and you don't want to be throwing that into the ground, instead of smashing into the ground, what I'm going to get you to do here is I'm going to get you to do 3 passes around your torso without the object touching your torso, like this. 1, 2, 3. Noticing that it didn't touch me at all, right? So I don't want it to be like this around my back. I want it to clear my back, so not touching at all the entire way around 3 times. After you do 3, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the other side, and then same thing, the object you're passing around your torso, now the other direction. 1, 2, standing up tall, not like this, 3, and turning around in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so either 3 pillow smashes, turning around in 4 steps, or circling around your torso 3 times without it touching your torso, smashing, or sorry, and then turning around in 4 steps. Okay, so pillow smash only if you've got a pillow or something soft that you're not going to break or damage the ground with. If you don't, passing around your torso 3 times and then turning around in 4 steps. Okay, 2 minutes. I think I talked a little bit too much about that one. Okay, are you ready? Here we go, 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. If you are doing the pillow smashes, remember, key word is it's a smash, not just a drop. So we're not like this, right? But you're going 1 as hard as you can. 2, 3. Turning around in 4 steps or less with high knees. And again, as hard as you can. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Keep going. Now, if you want an added challenge, what you can do is instead of turning around in 4 steps, you can jump right away to the other side. If you like, you don't have to. You can keep doing the 4 steps to turn around. Or if you want an added challenge, you are welcome to jump to the other side. It's up to you, okay? Keep going. As hard as you can if you're smashing that cushion into the floor, or if you're passing the object around you, you're doing it 3 times. Remember, not touching your torso. And again, you can add in the jump if you like. It's up to you, not touching your torso if you're doing the passing version. Nicely done. Got 30 seconds left. Nice job. And try breathing out as you're smashing the cushion into the floor to help drive that effort level. Go as hard as you can. Make as loud of a noise on the floor as you can. 10 seconds. Nicely done. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, put that cushion away. Okay, more balancing work. We are doing some reverse lunges with figure of 8 arms. So let me show you the arms first. You're going to clasp your hands together like this, hold it out in front of you, and you're going to draw as big of a sideways figure of 8 as you can. So like this, as big as you can, figure of 8. Trying to keep those elbows nice and straight. So I don't want to see anyone do this. Doesn't count, right? No one's doing this. Elbows straight if you can, drawing with the entire arm, the figure of 8. So you'll notice there's some rotation in the trunk versus just like that, okay? Now, while we're doing that, we're gonna do some reverse lunges. I'm gonna come forward. I know my head's a bit cut off here, but that's okay. The legs, you're going to step back and lunge, almost like you're about to kneel on the floor, but we're not actually kneeling. We're stepping back and you're lowering that back knee toward the floor, and then you stand back up. Same to the other side, reaching that back knee to the floor, come back up. From the side, this is what it looks like. Lunge, back up, lunge, back up. And to add the arms, this way, we are doing a lunge, figure of 8, holding your balance. Other side, lunge, figure of 8, holding your balance. So doing that rotation. Remember, we're not like this, right? With the elbows, keep the arms straight, the entire body rotates. Now, if you can't do a lunge, don't worry, do a step. So just like we did before, you step, figure of 8, same thing, step, figure of 8. Now, if you are doing the stepping version, I don't want to see anyone do this. Doesn't count, right? Because if I'm taking a little step like this, I'm not actually moving my weight back very far. So I want you to step back enough that your weight actually gets shifted backwards, okay? So reverse lunge with your figure of 8 arms. Are we ready? 2 minutes. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice and big with those figure of 8 arms. Try to keep those elbows straight if you can. Using your entire torso to rotate. Entire torso to rotate. Holding your balance as you're doing that. Hopefully you've got some room and you're not gonna accidentally hit the wall. Just be careful with your furniture for this one. As big as you can with those arms, such that your torso is rotating on top of your hips. Nicely done, everybody. Keep going. Good, nicely done. Think about your body like an elevator. We can only go up and down, but not forwards and backwards, right? So if I'm lunging, my body is going up and down, but I am not doing this, right? Keep your body upright if you can, perpendicular to the ground. You got 50 seconds left. 2 minutes is passing by so quickly today. I think it's also because I'm probably a bit more chatty today. So maybe it's passing a lot faster. Keep going. Nice perpendicular torso, upright if you can. Remember, if you're doing the stepping version, I want you to step back as far as you can safely without falling over, of course. We want to avoid this. Doesn't count, too small. Step back larger if you can, if you are doing the non-lunging version. 15 seconds, you're almost there. Nicely done, keep going. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, nicely done. Okay, so we've done 3 exercises so far. You got 2 more, and then we're repeating the round again, except for a minute instead of 2. Okay, next one, we are doing more multi-directional stepping. So we are going to do multi-directional lunges, and they look like this. So ignore my arms for a second, just the legs. They go like this. Lunge forward, other side. Lunge forward, other side, lunge sideways, other side, lunge sideways, other side, oops, lunge backwards, other side, lunge backwards. Hopefully you got more room then. Okay, now the arms go like this, opposite arm to leg. Lunge forward, noticing my opposite arm, if I turn sideways, opposite arm to leg, right? My back arm is reaching too. So I'm going lunge forward, push back in, a moment of balance if you can, or you can put the foot right down if you can't. Other side, opposite arm to leg, lunge forward, moment of balance if you can. Lunge sideways, moment of balance if you can. Lunge sideways, moment of balance if you can. Lunge backwards, opposite arm to leg still, opposite arm to leg. Moment of balance if you can. Lunge backwards, moment of balance if you can, and then you restart. So when I do this, I think I'm going to do it on an angle because my room's a little bit narrow, so it'll get cut off a little bit. So I'm going to face an angle, but for you, you're doing forward, forward, side, side, back, back. Okay, so just like before, if you can't do lunges, that's okay. You can do stepping, but what I don't want to see is you do this and you stay on the spot. I want to see you do big step, moment of balance, 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 big step, moment of balance. So even if you're not doing lunging, absolutely fine, but please take big steps, okay? And don't forget opposite arm to leg. When you're going forwards and backwards, when you go sideways, you're reaching the arms wide open and then come into balance, okay? All right, let me face sideways a little bit. Are you ready? 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, and go. Opposite arm to leg, moment of balance. Forward again, moment of balance to the side. If you can't balance, you can put that foot down, but I want you to try with the balance as much as you can. Whoops, I'm still hitting the door. Maybe I'll face you now. You get the idea. Forward, forward, side. Don't forget the moment of balance, side, back, back, and you repeat. Opposite arm to leg. I know I'm a bit cut off on the screen here, but you get the idea. You got 1 minute left. Reach opposite arm to leg. Hopefully you've got more room than I do. I'm going to turn sideways again. Really spread out those fingers if you can. Don't forget a few seconds with balance if you can. Don't forget the back arm when you're doing the forward, oops, and backward lunges. And hopefully you didn't lose your balance like I did there. Nicely done. 30 seconds left. Good. Chest up if you can. Try not to lean forward. Nice and tall with the torso, chest open. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, nicely done. One more exercise, and then we're repeating everything again for 1 minute per exercise. And then we've got our cognitive challenge, our dual task challenge, and then we're done. Okay, next exercise, we are using a wall. So find a space on your wall, ideally without doorknobs. But the angle of my room, I'm going to use this little piece of wall here, but hopefully you have something a little bit more to work with. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stand with your back, with your back against the wall here. I've just turned off the light. Back against the wall. And you're going to walk the feet forward such that your shoulders, your back, and your hips are still against the wall, but your legs are not, okay? And then we're going to do some wall sits. So you are going to slide down the wall like you're sitting in an invisible chair. Maybe let me go sideways. I think you can see me better. So back against the wall, walk the legs away such that your upper body is leaning into the wall, but the legs are not. And then you're sliding down the wall like you're sitting in a chair. And then from here, you are going to open those arms out nice and wide like so. So try to place them against the wall if you can. Keep the back of your arms against the wall the entire time if you can. We are going to do 4 sideways stretches like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hopefully you're not against the doorknob like I am. And then you push yourself back up, rest the arms, and you do the same thing again. So when you're doing your sideways stretches, what I don't want to see is you start in this beautiful position, and then as soon as you do the 4 stretches, you're like this, and your arms are not off the wall. So it's really important that you try to press back. You press your arms and your shoulders back into the wall, and you try to keep the entire back of the arm sliding along the wall. So it's almost like you're dusting the wall with the back of your arms, if that makes sense. I'm going to have to stand sideways a little bit more because I've got this doorknob here. So I have to unfortunately lift my arms off. But when you're doing this at home, keep your arms against the wall behind you, okay? There should be like a sliding sound, if you will. Okay, 2 minutes. Are we ready? So when we slide down, 4 of these, stand back up, repeat. But the entire time your back is leaning against the wall. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Sliding down 4 times. We go 1, 2, stay low if you can. 3, back of the arms against the wall, pushing back up. Drop the arms for a second, float them back up. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you're dusting the wall with the back of your arms. I know my one arm is lifting off the wall because I unfortunately have the doorknob here, but you get the idea. Keep the back of your arms against the wall if you can. Come back up, lower the arms, and then we try again. So you do 4, and then you stand back up. 2, 3, 4, stand back up, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stand back up. Drop the arms again. Good. 1 minute left. Keep going. Make sure you walk your feet out far enough away from the wall, because if your feet are too close, if your feet are like this, it's going to be really hard for you to stay leaning back into the wall. So if your feet are too close, very difficult. So make sure you walk your feet out enough that you can actually lean back into the wall. Keep your shoulders, the back of your arms on the wall if you can. You're almost there. Nicely done. 20 seconds. Drop the arms, float them back up. Like you're sitting on an invisible chair. Nicely done. Oops, I think I did one less there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, nicely done. That was your 5 exercises. We're going to run through the 5 exercises again, but now for 1 minute each only. So you're going to grab hold of your cushion or whatever object you were using first to do our lunges. So our lunges look like this. 2 lunges forward, passing the object under the thigh, passing the object under the thigh. Then you're going to do 2 lunges back, throw the object up and catch, lunge back, throw the object up and catch. So 2 lunges forward, 2 lunges backwards. If you don't want to do a lunge, step is okay as well. Step is okay as well. Same with the backwards one. Step, throw, step, throw. That's fine as well. Okay. Choose the version you want to do. We have 1 minute. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Lunging forward or stepping forward, passing the object under the thigh, and then, oops, on the way back, throw and catch. Remember to hold your balance during these movements here. Nicely done. Keep going. Hold that balance every time. Don't lose your balance. You've got 25 seconds left. You're almost there. Nicely done. Fifteen seconds. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Second exercise, hold on to your pillow if you're using a pillow. If you're not using a pillow, I'll show you the modification. So this is our pillow smash into the floor. You're gonna do 3 pillow smashes like this. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to turn around in 4 steps with high knees like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 to repeat the same thing on the other side. Or if you don't want to do the stepping, you are welcome to try the jumping if you can. Now, if you don't have a pillow or something you can smash into the floor, what you can do instead of the 3 smashes is you're passing the object around your torso with your trunk up. So I don't want to see anyone like this. You want to be the same height the entire time. You're passing the object around your body without touching any part of your body. You're doing that 3 times. And then same thing, either 4 high knees to turn around or jump to turn around if you like. Okay? So 3 smashes or 3 passes around the torso, and then either step to turn around or jump. 1 minute. Are we ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 2, 3, either step or jump to turn around, up to you. If you are doing the smashes of the pillow into the floor, make sure it's actually a smash and not just a drop. So I want the movement to be so forceful that it almost feels like you're about to pop the seams on the sewing of the pillow. 1, 2, 3. Remember, if you don't want to jump, 4 steps to turn around, high knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're passing the object around you, it looks like this, without touching the torso, 3 times, and then either step to turn around or jump to turn around, whatever works for you. 20 seconds. Nicely done. Last 10. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, put your object away. So our third exercise, we are going to do our lunges with our figure of 8 arms. So this looks like this, backwards lunges, big figure of 8. Or if you don't want to do backwards lunge, you can do a step, but you have to step back in that. Are you ready? 1 minute, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Lunge, big figure of 8 arms, hold your balance. Try to keep your elbows straight if you can. Nicely done. Keep your elbows straight if you can. Nicely done. Keep breathing, chest up. Remember, even if you're not doing the lunge and you're doing the stepping version, you still want your torso to be upright, almost like an elevator. Your torso is perpendicular to the floor. You're not going forwards and backwards, and you're holding your balance. 20 seconds. Nicely done. Keep the elbow straight if you can. Last 10. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nicely done. Okay, 2 more exercises. Next one are multi-directional lunges with opposite arms like this. 1, other side, elemented balance. 2, as in our second forward lunge. And then sideways, 1, balance, other leg. 2, balance, backwards, Opposite arm to leg, 1 element of balance, 2, whoops, element of balance, and you repeat. So you go forward, forward, side, side, back, back, opposite arms. Are you ready? 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, and go. Opposite arm to leg, balance. Opposite arm to leg, balance. To the side, opposite arm to leg, or sorry, reach the arms out, push back in, balance, reach the arms back out, balance, and then opposite arm and leg to the back. Whoops. Hopefully you're not kicking your closet door behind you. I'll turn sideways. So forward, forward, 30 seconds. To the side, balance. Always have a second or two of balance. And then to the back, 20 seconds. Nicely done, 15 seconds. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, last one, last one. Find a wall, lean back into the wall, feet walking forward. This is the one where we float the arms up, squat down, and we do 4 of these sweeps against the wall, and then we stand back up, drop the arms, and repeat for the entire minute. Remember, you're keeping the back of your arms against the wall, and you're dusting almost. So just make sure you haven't got knobs on the wall like I do. So I'm gonna try to mimic my arms being back on the wall, but you might see them lift off a little bit because of the knobs, but hopefully at home you have a blank wall. Okay, 1 minute. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Sliding down 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming back up. Drop the arms. And again. Nicely done. Try to keep the back of the arms against the wall if you can, like you're dusting the wall. Keep the shoulders on the wall too if you can. I know it's hard sometimes and they might lift off a little bit, but try your best to keep them attached to the wall if you can. Nicely done. You've got 30 seconds left. Nicely done. Good, last 10. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. I think I missed some of those arms. I probably did 2 instead of 4 for some of them, but that's okay, you get the idea. Okay, that's it for your exercises. We're gonna end on a little bit of a cognitive challenge. So I want you to grab your cushion again, or your shoe, your box, your book, whatever you were using before. And so when we do a dual task challenge, what we're talking about here is we're doing a physical task while also doing a thinking task, a cognitive task at the same time. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you the physical task and then tell you the cognitive task. So the physical task is your legs are going to take you around in a circle on the spot like this, marching, and you're turning around on the spot, and you're going to go in the other way. Okay. Now your arms are going to pass the object around your torso as you're turning around. But the catch is you are turning around in the opposite direction to which you're passing the object around your torso. So if I'm turning to the right, then the object is being passed to the left. So if I'm turning to the right, the object is passing around the torso to the left. And then when I go the other way, when I'm turning to the left, the object is being passed around my torso to the right. So the object is passed in the opposite direction to the direction you're turning, okay? So that's the physical movement. Now, as if that wasn't tough enough, we are going to add the cognitive challenge. So as you're doing that, the turning around, passing the cushion or the object in the opposite direction to the direction you're turning, you're also going to be saying out loud, you're going to count numbers starting from the number 100 and you're going backwards in sevens. Does that make sense? You start at 100, so you count backwards in sevens. So it goes 100, 93, 86, so on and so forth in sevens until you get down to 0 or below 0. And so you're saying that out loud. I won't be saying it with you because I don't want to distract you, but I'll do the movement with you. And I want you at home to say out loud, count the numbers backwards from 100 in 7. So you go 100, then -7, and then -7 again, -7, all the way down until you hit 0. Make sense? Okay, we've only got a few minutes left, so let's do this for a few minutes. Okay, let's start with the physical movement. You're turning in one direction, and you're passing the cushion or the object in the other direction. When you made a full 360 around, you're going the other way. Same thing, turning on the spot. Oops, got something stuck on my foot here. Turn on the spot, and you move that cushion or object around your torso in the opposite direction. Okay, off we go. Let's start counting backwards from 100 in sevens. I'm gonna try not to talk so I don't distract you here. Just make sure the object is actually being passed around you in the opposite direction to the direction you're traveling. Keep your legs going, keep turning, keep passing the object around your torso as you're doing the numbers. Harder than it seems, right? Make sure you're not turning in one direction the whole time and you're changing directions so you don't get too dizzy. Let's give you a few more seconds here. Okay, and let's stop there. Come back, put your objects away, legs wide. Let's reach those arms up to the ceiling, big stretch. And over on a diagonal, reach those fists away from you. Come back to the center, and same thing to the other side, nice big reach. Back to the middle, and we're gonna circle those wrists down. Float them back up. Let's do a little bit of a stretch to the side, reach those arms away from each other. Coming back up, drop the arms, same thing to the other side. Reach over. Back. Drop the arms, legs stay wide. We're gonna bend over to one side. You're sticking your bottom back, so it's on the side. I'm sticking my bottom back behind me. One leg straight, one leg bent. You should feel a stretch on the inner thigh. And coming back up, same to the other side, sticking your bottom back behind you, back straight. Coming back, hold on to a wall, reach one leg back. So the front leg is bent, back leg is straight. You're reaching that back heel to the ground. You should feel the stretch in your back calf. Keep that back knee straight if you can. Coming up, same to the other side, other leg back. Really reach that heel to the floor, the back heel to the floor. Keep that back knee straight. You should feel it in the back calf. Okay, and then hold on to your foot and pull it back towards your bottom to stretch your thigh. Now, if you're not able to hold on to your foot, what you can do is put a chair behind you, and you can put that foot onto the chair. Keep your knees in one line. Push your hips forward to feel the stretch in the front of the thigh and the front of the hip, or you can hold on to your foot. But if you are holding on, I don't want to see this. Keep your knees in line if you can, whichever version works for you. Keep going. Let's do the same thing on the other leg. Hold on to your foot. Oops, sorry, knee in line. Pull it back behind you, push the hips forward, or place that foot down onto a chair behind you, whatever works for you. And rest, shake out those legs, shake out those arms, and you are done. Thank you everybody for joining us for week 2. I hope you had some fun. I know that the cognitive challenge at the end was a little bit rushed, but I hope you got the idea of that. Last week we spoke about a cognitive task or a dual tasking challenge to be either the language type or the numerical kind. So last week we did the language kind, which is when we did the countries and cities. So you're saying words from the alphabet down from A all the way down to Z. Today we did the numerical one, so we'll keep switching it up and see how you do. You might find one to be easier than the other, so we'll make sure we keep doing both. Okay, well, thank you everybody, and thank you for your wonderful comments. I hope you had fun. Don't forget the recording will be uploaded onto YouTube sometime either this week or beginning of next week. So if you want to practice anything, you are welcome to check that out. If you're looking for seated classes, remember to sign up for Thursday. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye for now. Thank you.